Welcome to the best site for learning German. We upload videos every day. Let's go.
Hey, welcome back. Today we are going to talk about what is, let's be honest, probably the biggest headache for anyone learning German: the four cases. If you've ever felt totally lost trying to figure them out, you are not alone, and you've definitely come to the right place. Let's crack this code together. Does this feel a little too real? You learn a new word, right? The stone is der Stein. Seems simple. But then you see it pop up in a sentence as dem Stein, or this crazy-looking des Steines. It really feels like the language is just messing with you. And for so many people, this is the exact moment they just hit a wall. So that's the big question, isn't it? Why do these tiny little words keep changing all the time? Well, I promise you, it is not random at all. There is a super powerful logic behind it, and once you get that system, German sentences are gonna start to just click. Okay, so here's our first major clue. In English, word order is everything. You know, the dog bites the man is a totally different story from the man bites the dog. The meaning is completely locked into that sequence, but German? It's way more flexible because it uses a totally different system to show you who's doing what to whom. And that system is what we call cases. The best way to think about it is like a job title for a noun in a sentence. These little changes from der to den, they act like little flags. They're telling you if a noun is the one doing the action or the one receiving it or something else entirely. This is the secret engine that gives German all its flexibility. All right, so let's meet the cast of characters, the four roles a noun can play. And we have to start with the most important one. Every sentence needs a star of the show, and in German, that star is always in the nominative case. The nominative case is for the subject. That's the person or thing that's actually doing the verb. To find it, you just have to ask yourself who, wer, or what, was, is doing the action. That's your hero. That's your subject. And here is the absolute best news. You already know these. These are the standard articles for the that everybody learns on day one, der, die, das. This is the default mode, the home base for any noun that's the subject of a sentence. So, check this out. In that first sentence, who is reading? Der Mann. Boom, he's the subject. In the second one, who is singing? Die Frau. She's the subject. And what is playing? Das Kind. It's the subject. See? In every single case, the noun that's doing the action uses that familiar, basic article. Simple, right? Okay, so every star of the show needs someone or something to interact with, right? A target for their action. That is the job of the accusative case. The accusative is for the direct object. Think of it this way. If you do an action to something, that something is your direct object. It answers the question whom, when, or what, was, is on the receiving end of that action. So if I see the man is the one being seen. He's the direct object. Now lean in for this one, because this is probably the biggest and best shortcut in all of German grammar. Seriously, in the accusative case, only the masculine article changes. That is it. Der becomes dan. Everything else, feminine die, neuter das, plural die, they all stay exactly the same. This is a huge, huge win. Let's really break this down. In the first example, I see whom, the man. He's the direct object, he's masculine, so der flips to den Mann. But now look at the next one. I buy what? The cat. She's the direct object, but because she's feminine, die Katze stays exactly the same. I read what? The book. It's neuter, so das Buch also stays the same. Just focus on that one little masculine change, and you've basically got the accusative down. All right, time to introduce the third player in our little sentence drama, the recipient. This role is all about who gets something or who benefits from an action indirectly. And this is the job of the dative case. So the dative case is all about the indirect object. The easiest way to picture this is as the recipient of something. If I give a book to the child, the book is what I'm giving. That's the direct object, so it's accusative. But the child is the one receiving it. They're the indirect object. The dative always answers the question, to whom? Wem. Okay, I'm not gonna lie, the dative is where you do have to do a little bit of memorization, because all the articles change. Masculine and neuter both become dem, feminine becomes der, and yep, that looks exactly like the masculine nominative, which can definitely trip you up at first. And for plural nouns, it's den, and you'll often see an extra n tacked onto the noun itself. Let's see how this works. I give a book to whom? To the child, dem Kind. Now, here's a really important piece. Some verbs just automatically demand the dative case. When you help someone, helfen, you're really helping to them. So I help whom? Der Frau. The verb gehören is another one. The bag belongs to me, mir. The recipient is always dative. And last but not least, let's just quickly touch on the genitive. This one's pretty straightforward. It's the possessive case. It answers the question whose, wessen, and it just shows ownership. Das Auto des Mannes is the car of the man. You'll see it a lot in formal writing, but it's not as common in everyday speech. Okay, we have met the whole crew. Nominative, accusative, dative, genitive. But how do you actually use this? How do you pick the right one when you're trying to speak? Well, I've got a master key for you, a really simple process you can use for any sentence. It really just comes down to a 3-step process, every single time. Step 1, always find your subject first, the star of the show. That's your nominative. Done. Step 2, your default setting for the next noun in the sentence should be accusative. Just assume it's the direct object. But, and this is the most important part, you then go to step 3. You have to check for any dative triggers. Is there a specific word in the sentence that overrides your default and forces that noun into the dative case? So, what are those dative triggers I mentioned? Well, they're your cheat sheet. There is a specific list of verbs like helfen, to help, and danken, to thank, that always take a dative object. Same thing for certain prepositions, like mit, with, or to. If you see one of these words, it's a giant flashing sign telling you that you have to use the dative. If you can memorize the short list, you're gonna make the right choice almost every time. So now let's go all the way back to the beginning. Remember the dog bites the man? Because of cases in German, you can say den Mann beißt der Hund, which literally sounds like the man bites the dog. And any German speaker knows exactly what's happening. That one tiny change from der to den is that powerful flat. It tells you the man is the one being bitten, no matter where he shows up in the sentence. It's kind of like a superpower. So, here's the big takeaway from all of this. German cases aren't just a bunch of annoying rules you have to memorize. They are the engine that makes the language so precise and so incredibly flexible. Once you stop seeing them as an obstacle and you start seeing them as a tool, you've cracked the code. So, the next time you go to build a German sentence, what's the very first thing you're going to look for?
Here are some tips that will help you improve your German fluency incredibly. And remember, new videos every day.
Hey there! So let's talk about the proven formula for mastering German fluency. And here's the secret. It's not about magic or some natural talent. It's a system.
So, have you ever thought that German is just impossibly hard? If you have, you're definitely not alone. I mean, the German language has a bit of a reputation, right?
Oh yeah, we've all heard the horror stories, the infamous grammar, the 4 cases, the 3 genders, and of course, those words that look like a whole sentence smashed together. It can feel, well, super intimidating when you're just starting out. But here's the thing, what if fluency isn't really about being some kind of language genius? What if it's just a system that you can actually master? That's the huge idea we're gonna unpack today. We're gonna completely reframe this challenge and show you that getting to that point of conversational confidence is all about following a clear, repeatable roadmap.
Okay, so let's do this. Forget the idea of an impossible mountain to climb. We're gonna think of German fluency as a system with a really clear roadmap. And right now, we're gonna break that system down for you, step by step. This entire system, it's built on 4 absolutely crucial pillars. We're gonna start with the foundation, your why. And then we'll build up from there with immersion, smart study techniques, and finally, the right mindset. Trust me, each one is essential, so let's kick things off with the first.
All right, pillar 1, find your why. This is all about your foundation. Before you even think about memorizing a single word, you have to answer one really simple question. Think of this as the engine that's going to power you through those inevitable tough days. So, what's your reason? I mean, really take a second and think about this. Are you moving? Is it for your job? Connecting with family? Or maybe you just love the culture? Having a strong, super specific reason is what will keep you going. Just saying, oh, it would be nice to know German, that's not going to be enough to push you through the tricky parts. Your why is your fuel. Simple as that.
Okay, so your motivation is locked in. You've got your fuel. Let's move on to the second pillar, immerse and interact. This is the core method, the real meat of the process. And it's all about surrounding yourself with the language and, this is the most important part, actually using it.
And this brings up a really important distinction, right? You've got passive immersion on one side and active interaction on the other. Passive stuff, like listening to a podcast while you're driving, that's great for getting the sounds and the rhythm of the language into your brain. But the active part, where you're actually producing the language yourself, that's where the real magic happens. To really get fluent, you need a healthy balance of both.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. You can study grammar books for years, you can have the biggest vocabulary list, but fluency, that is truly born from conversation. You have to speak. There is just no way around it.
And here's the best part. You can start doing this like right now, today. You can find a language partner online. You could practice introducing yourself in the mirror, or hey, just try ordering your next coffee in German. The absolute key is to just accept that it's going to be messy and imperfect at first. And that's not just okay, it's a necessary, required part of the process.
All right, pillar 3. You're motivated, you're interacting with the language. Now we've got to learn smarter, not just harder. Let's make sure that your study time is as effective as it can possibly be by using the right tools and having the right focus.
You know, so many people get totally bogged down by grammar because they try to learn everything at once. It's like trying to drink from a fire hose. The smarter approach is to just focus on the essential grammar, the stuff you actually need for a real-life conversation. Think of it like building a functional toolkit, not memorizing an entire encyclopedia.
And this table right here, this is your cheat sheet. Seriously, focus everything on that column on the left. Master how to use verbs in the present tense, get a solid handle on the case system, der, die, das, and learn how to use those incredibly useful modal verbs. You can build entire conversations with just these tools. All that complex stuff on the right, that can wait, for real.
And how long should you study? Think about this. 20 to 30 minutes. That's it. A short, focused session every day is way more powerful than trying to cram for hours on a Saturday. It's all about consistency. That's what helps your brain actually process and hold on to the information. Make it a daily habit, just like brushing your teeth.
And that same smarter, not harder idea works for vocabulary too. Learn words that are relevant to you and your hobbies. If you love cooking, learn cooking words. And please, always learn them in sentences, in context. It makes them stick so much better than just a random list. And get this, you'd be amazed how much you can say with just about 1,000 well-chosen words.
Okay, and a quick but super important tip. Don't forget pronunciation. Seriously, if people can understand you, your confidence is going to skyrocket. So start practicing those unique German sounds, like the and u from day one. It makes a massive difference.
Okay, we've covered the what and the how, but now we're at the final pillar. And honestly, it might be the most important one. It's all about your mindset. This is the stuff that goes on inside your head, and it's what will keep you in the game when things get tough.
I really want you to read this quote and let it sink in. Every single mistake you make is not a failure. It's a stepping stone. It's a learning opportunity. The fear of making mistakes is the #1 thing that stops people from ever speaking. If you can learn to embrace your mistakes as just part of the process, you've already won half the battle.
You know, the perfect mindset is right here. Learn like a child. Just think about it for a second. Little kids are fearless about making mistakes, right? They don't care. They connect words directly to the world around them, not by translating everything in their head. And they learn through play and fun. If you can adopt this kind of approach, wow, it's a total game changer. And please, remember to be kind to yourself. Fluency doesn't happen overnight. It's a marathon, not a sprint. It's all about those small, consistent steps. So celebrate the small victories. When you understand a line in a song or have a simple, successful conversation, that's a win. And so here it is, the whole formula laid out. Your why is your fuel. Immersion and interaction, that's your engine. Smart learning is your toolkit. And that positive mindset, that's the road you're traveling on. See how it all works together? Each part is absolutely essential to get you to fluency. So there you have it. You have the formula, you have the tools. This isn't some vague suggestion, it's a proven system. You know exactly what you need to do step by step. So really, the only thing left to do is to start. What's it going to be? What will your very first step be? Will you sit down and write out your why? Maybe you find a language partner online tonight?
or something as simple as switching your phone's language to German. Whatever you choose, just know that the journey to fluency starts with that one single step. You've got this.
Subscribe and let's reach our goals together. Remember, nothing comes without effort. See you tomorrow.